A free bird leaps on the back of a wind and floats downstream to the current ends and dips its wing into the orange sun rays and dares to claim the sky. But the bird that stalks down his narrow cage can seldom see through his bars of rage. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The cage bird sings with a fearful trill of things unknown but longed for still, and his time is heard on the distant hill, for the cage bird sings of freedom. The free bird thinks of another breeze, and the trade winds soft through the sighing trees, and the fat worms waiting on the dawn bright lawn, and he names the sky his own. But a caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. His shadow shouts on a nightmare scream. His wings are clipped and his feet are tied, so he opens his throat to sing. The caged bird sings of a fearful trill, of things unknown but longed for still, and his tune is heard on a distant hill, for the caged bird sings of freedom. Thank you.
Phenomenal woman. Pretty women wonder where my secret lies. I'm not cute or built to suit a fashion model size. But when I start to tell them, they think I'm telling lies. I say, it's in the reach of my arms, the span of my hips, the stride of my step, the curl of my lips. I'm a woman phenomenally, phenomenal woman, that's me. I walk into a room just as cool as you please, and to a man, the fellows stand or fall down on their knees. Then they swarm around me, a hive of honeybees. I say, it's the fire in my eyes and the flash of my teeth, the swing in my waist and the joy in my feet. I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman, that's me. Men themselves have wondered what they see in me. They try so much, but they can't touch my inner mystery. When I try to show them, they say they still can't see. I say it's in the arch of my back, the sun of my smile, the ride of my breast, the grace of my style. I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman, that's me. Now you understand just why my head's not bowed. I don't shout or jump about or have to talk real loud. When you see me passing, it ought to make you proud. I say, it's in the click of my heels, the bend of my hair, the palm of my hand, the need for my care. 'Cause I'm a woman, phenomenally, phenomenal woman, that's me.
You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still, like dust, I rise. Does my sassiness upset you? Why are you beset with gloom? 'Cause I walk like I've got oil wells pumping in my living room. Just like moons and like suns with the certainty of tides. Just like hope's springing high, still I'll rise. Do you want to see me broken, bowed head and lowered eyes? Shoulders falling down like teardrops, weakened by my soulful cries. Does my haughtiness offend you? Don't you take it awful hard. 'Cause I laugh like I got gold mines digging in my own backyard. You may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like air, I'll rise. Does my sexiness upset you? Does it come as a surprise? that I dance like I've got diamonds at the meeting of my thighs. Out of the huts of history shame, I rise. Up from a past that's rooted in pain, I rise. I'm a black ocean, leaping and wide, welling and swelling, I bear in the tide. Leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise into a daybreak that is wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave, I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. Hey!
We, unaccustomed to courage, exiles from delight, lived coiled in shells of loneliness until love leaves its high holy temple and comes to our sight to liberate us to life. Love arrives, and in its train comes ecstasies, old memories of pleasure, ancient histories of pain. Yes, if we are bold, love strikes away the chains of fear from our souls. We are weaved from our timidity in the flush of love's light. We dare to be brave, and suddenly we see that love costs all we are and all we will ever be. Yet it is only love that sets us free. Dear Maya, I was not born to you, but you gave me life. So much of your verbiage resides in the definition of my character. Your words are home to me. When I'm lost, I look for you. When I'm afraid, I ask myself, what would Maya do? I found so much of myself when I found you. When my mother passed and I was asked to speak on her behalf, on one side stood my mother. On the other, there was you. There isn't a grief that life hasn't put you through, yet you stand firm in your beliefs in all that you do. You told me a story, and in the beginning you said you would share the lessons, but not the situations, knowing that I am creative, intelligent, resourceful, and I will use them as I see fit. Dear Maya, that's what I did. I imagined that someday I might actually become somebody, and I thought about who I wanted that somebody to be. I think a part of me always knew. I had seen this version of myself in daydreams and night dreams and faded zones. I could see it, yet somehow it was still unknown. Beauty is important to me. I always wanted to be beautiful. You made me question what beauty really is. Since then, I've established my own definition. Beauty knows nothing of vanity. It plants its roots in the soot of humility. It buds in the mud and the muck of adversity. It rises above scrutiny. It stands firm in the bitter winds of agony. its thirst quenched by the skies of gluttony. It weathers the storm of anxiety and it reaches for the sun, silently whispering, "Here I come." I read your story and I learned I too am beautiful. A single mother at 17 and you embraced it eloquently and still a dreamer chasing dreams. I learned that your degrees were not academic but honorary, and you received your PhD in speaking your truth. I knew then there was nothing that I couldn't do. There was no excuse anymore for me not to speak my truth. You said, do it sometimes. Sometimes tell the truth. So I began to pick and choose. My truths are important to me now because of you. When I read your story, I was broken and raised the question, why would I be given such a heart just for it to be broken apart? See, reading your story made me think about hearts, that maybe along the way we got it wrong. That our hearts were never meant to be whole, but rather shattered in a million pieces on the ground so we could pick them up relentlessly and pass them out piece by piece to whom we deemed in need. I now believe that, like you, one whole heart is just much too much for me. I learned that as powerful as the words are, that up against love and grief, those words become weak. And it's okay to let silence speak. Words unworthy to be heard because love and grief are strengths that none of us deserve. They offer lessons we often didn't want to learn and award badges that we never fought to earn, yet we rose from the ashes, invisible to those that can only recognize the disguise of the burns. We were meant to be the ashes, but something happened. We became what we didn't deserve, both love and grief, and I learned that sometimes it's okay to let silence speak. There is so much that you are, and I could sit here and list it all. But what's understood doesn't have to be explained. And with you, your poetic self, we don't have to. We can say it just by saying your name, Maya Angelou. You did not know me, but you loved me still. I did not have to ask for your permission or seek for your attention. I did not have to prove that I was worthy, yet you loved me still. I know now that's what a woman does. That's a mother's love. Thank you. Thank you for sharing your stories. Thank you for loving me. Thank you for letting me be your daughter. I love you, Maya.
Dear Mother, I apologize for taking this long to acknowledge you, for waiting until you were no longer present to pause and appreciate your presence and what it meant to have you here. You were always strong, stronger than I ever knew, but it was through you that I gained the courage to face whatever challenges life brought me and to continuously push through. You were phenomenal. And that can't be said enough because you defined what it meant to be referred to as such, a woman whose voice carried such power and whose heart carried such hurt, but whose willingness turned all that into beautifully painted words that will forever be heard throughout history. It's a mystery why God chooses to bless us with angels and then take them away, but the faith that you had and displayed would tell me to give thanks anyway and to love unconditionally. Especially those who know not what they do, who they are, or how to love themselves, or how to love themselves. Mother, I've always wanted to be like you. You've carried around so much weight but looked fine doing it right down to your last days because you showed me that the things that weigh the most are not physical hauls, but they are times when our happiness stalls, our smiles cease, and our hope falls. But I rise because of you. I love myself because you were the first that told me to and the first to show me how to. Dear Mother, I will miss you, but I will not mourn. I will not act as though your life has ended because through the thousands of children you've raised and millions you've influenced, your spirit will live on forever. Thank God for your life. Thank God for your words. Thank God for you, Maya, our dear mother. We love you.